for Idowu Olafimihan Foundation. And moreover, it was established sometimes in November 2017 after the passing away of my beloved husband, the father of my 4 kids. Why the establishment? This is to keep Idowu Olafimihan passion towards humanity alive. Also, trying to reach out or touching people's lives positively through any possible avenue available within my reach. If you look at our standing banner, you will see our aims and objectives: to promote awareness of civic responsibility and cultural understanding, to promote intercultural debates, to promote interfaith discussion. Since the birth of this charity organization, IOF, we have public lecture last year on positive parenting in 21st century, where Mr. Lonergan was one of our speakers. Thank you very much, and you are here today again. Thank you so much, sir. Also last year, we have a summer event here in the community. It was a sizzling one so far, and we got a positive report from every angle about the event we had so far. And this has given us the zeal to forge ahead, and that is why we are gathered here today on this topic, challenges among immigrants and resolution. Challenges are part of everyday life. They make us stronger, and without them in life becomes somewhat meaningless, because we have nothing to compare to the good times we have. So challenges come in many ways, in different forms. Some it might be on individual, it could be between their husband or spouse, or within children, or financial capabilities. But regardless of the challenges we are facing, I tell you, there is a solution to it. Facing up to it is the key, and by doing so, it will make you feel like you can take care of yourself, and it will also make you understand the value of what you have now. Raising against challenges and living through them give us the experience that make up our lives. However, we have professionals here today who is going to take us through some challenges. It may apply to any one of us here, but mind you, it was not directed to anybody, and likely solution will be highlighted as well. So let us all sit down and hear and let our able speakers what they've got for us to say today. Nevertheless, I believe we get something, one or two things to take home, but I can assure you, you are not going to go home empty-handed. So relax.
Talking about parenting, and I'm going to do the same today. I just mentioned a little book I have. I wrote a little book on parenting about 4 years ago. The reason I can promote it really is because all the proceeds derive from a go to charity. Some of you would have heard of Bernardo's, the children's charity in Ireland. They're an international organisation as well, but they are very active in this part of Dublin. They're very active, and they have a few centres here. So what they do is they look after families and children who are in difficulty or who are about to get into difficulty. So they're an early intervention group who support families and children. I suppose just the difference between a book and a little talk that I'm going to do now, the thing about a book is that you can go into detail, and I went into detail about a number of issues that in the book that are really concerns for parents. Bullying, underage drinking, drugs, communication, which is a huge issue for parents, the role of dads, because I'm a dad myself and I was able to write about that, and the role of sport, because sport, in my view, is a very important element of the child's development as well, and a few other things as well. And any of you that have ever written anything for a publication will know that an editor will force you to justify everything you write. You won't get away with anything. You get away with anything in a talk, but you won't get away with anything in writing. And so it's there, and it's there forever. So I bring little copies along with me, but not with any expectation that anyone will buy it, because I don't have any expectation that people will buy it. But just in case if they do, I have copies, and they're €15, and that's why I bring it along. So anyway, that's a little bit of it. I've been doing a little talk on parenting. I'm a parent myself for 40 years. On the 27th of November gone by, I my eldest daughter was 40. Now, she didn't want to know that she was 40. That's the amazing thing about ages. All through their teens and all through their 20s, they were very excited about their birthdays. When it came to 30, there was a bit of indifference. When it came to 40, there was denial. Can't be that age. So that'll just tell you about how complex it is. But anyway, I've been 40 years, and I suppose the thing I can say with certainty is that parenting has changed dramatically over that period of time. I suppose there's never a perfect era. I could never say, I'd always say this myself. I'm talking about Ireland now particularly, and some of you have experiences and have come from other countries and where the culture might be quite different. But in Ireland, anyway, one of the things that I believe is that there's never a perfect era. As you get older, you're inclined to look back and say, oh, the 40s and 50s and 60s, they were great. Well, they weren't actually. There was horrible things in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and there was wonderful things. And I believe that in every era, there's wonderful things and there's bad things, because that's the way life is. There's no such thing as the perfect era. But for parenting, I would have no hesitation in saying that currently, 2019,
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm here to talk about the topic of today, family challenges among immigrants and resolution. Due to the shortage of time that I have, I'm not going to go directly into that topic, but I'm going to summarize my own topic, which is mutual rights and responsibility of spouses. As we know, there's a popular hadith that we always say to our children as parents, that charity begins at home. Last Friday, like 2 Fridays ago, every one of us woke up to the horrible news of the tragic events that occurred in New Zealand, where a guy went into the mosque and shot 100 people, and 50 of them passed away on the spot, and 50 got injured. A lot of terrible events like this have been happening. We call it terrorist attack. Then, some days after, I tried to sit down and to find out what is the really actual cause of these kind of tragic events, where someone will just go into a place, a public place, and start shooting people, innocent people. Then, I read the manifesto of this man that carried out the terrible event, and I discovered that the parents, they have, at a point in time, the father and the mother separated. They have cash marriage. And as a result, this child was not raised up in a loving and kind environment. So a lot of people like that do terrible things in life. So I found out these terrible things they carry out happen as a result of that they are not raised up in a way that is godly enough to guide them onto the right path. So because of this, I try to bring out this point to talk about mutual rights and responsibility of spouses. In Islam, the family is a small social unit that makes up the society. This small unit is formed of a woman and a man, and is extended by producing children. Members of a family have a close relationship and common goals and interests. The happiness of each member depends on the happiness of the whole family. After marriage, men and women must consider all the members of the family, not only their individual sex. The relationship between a husband and a wife is not like that of neighbors or friends. It is most extreme on the right of unity. The Quran says, ومن آياته لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون. And of the sign of God is that He has created for you from your sex spouses that you may gain peace through them. And He has set among you love and compassion. Surely, indeed, He are signs for thoughtful people. The statement He has created for you from your sex spouses indicates the intensity of the connections and relationships. In another verse regarding husband and wife, it said, "Kunna libasun lakum wa antum libasun lahun." They women are a garment for you men, and you are a garment for them. Portrayal of wife and husband as one another clothing reflect their close connection and relationship, since clothes are closest of kin to one's body and is greatly needed in order to protect one from heat and cold, to cover imperfection and confront tranquility and beauty. Husband and wives are also sourced in respect with each other and must necessarily be so. Islam greatly favors fortification of the family, the structure of the family, and decent relationship between husband and wife. And thus, it has designed specific rights within two main categories, common and exclusive. Both of these categories, I will be talking about them now. Each individual, husband and wife, we have common and exclusive rights to carry out in the family. Number one of them is sociability. I'm talking of what is common between the husband and wife, that both of them have to know their rights and do it accordingly. Number one is sociability. Wife and husband must behave properly with one another and observe fine.
We don't know what's going to happen today now. Then we go to the national, we're all fighting for water. We don't want water charges. Then we went further down, and you saw how the Ryanair organization conflict as well. And we moved down to those chicken. And you find out that we are just the little chicken, and we are the one fighting ourselves. You understand now? That's just what it's just all about. And I'm just going to quickly jump up and move on to where I want us to ask. I'm going to get a seat. Please, can we have 3 seats in the front? 3 seats in the front. And I want 3 people, a male, a female, and a teenager. You sit down on the high table there. It's called the hot desk. And if you are bold enough, you tell us the day you fought before, or you got angry, or you were involved in a conflict. Can we have 3 people, please? Volunteers, 1, 2, 3. I have 1 person, that's very good. Who else? Another man. Good man here. Volunteer.
One person.
1 more person. A female adult now. Okay, good, yeah. You sit down the hot seat. Now they are going to give us an instance. 1 minute, please. And what they are going to tell us is very simple. You can look at the back. Situation, the task, what happened, and how you were able to resolve it or what came after it. Some of us, I may end up fighting them. Others, I may not talk to them again. Some of us, I may decide when I see them to play the silent treatment, especially husband and wife. Tell us, 1 person, who's going to go first? Yeah. Okay, ladies first.
Okay, I'm going to talk about team working today.
Yeah.
1
minute.
Can you hear me? I've had a lot of that situation. We had a committee member. So the situation was that everybody wasn't doing their role. And I'm talking about the task now. So we had good relationships, good friends, but the roles were suffering. So the action I had to take was to let everybody vote someone out. And she was very close to me. So we weren't gonna fall out, but she assumed that position, the relationship stands, and the organization is not suffering. So what I'm encouraging everyone is teamwork. Thank you so much.
That's very good, yeah. Teamwork.
So mine was against a friend. We both disagreed on something. The way we resolved it is by talking to, and we got another friend to the couples resolve the matter, and then we forgave each other.
That's good. Everybody forgiveness, yeah.
My situation, I had a disagreement with somebody at work. We had a heated arguments, and I just went later and apologized to the person and carry on as a team.
Grudge. And wait, mom is going to be 70 soon. And she ends up in the home. How about it? But what is inside of you will play out then. This guy said he was going to put his mom right inside the home when she's of age. I hope nobody's thinking like that. Most African parents don't want to live there. Oh, you want to live there? Oh. That's weird.
Conflict, in my opinion, arises from lack of communication, and it's something people can deal with easily.
I would say mine is conflict because the way we disagreed about something, so it made a heated arguments. So I say it's conflict.
Yeah.
I believe mine is a conflict too. It's a total disagreement between two people. So yeah, I'll say it's a conflict.
Yeah, thanks. And that brings us towards actually conflicts. It's because we are fighting over a belief. That's white, that's green, that's yellow. And because we don't want to change our mind, we turn to conflicts. So conflicts can happen between anybody, adult, child, mommy, daddy, uncle, auntie, everybody else. For instance, this guy was traveling. The children are not in the car on that day. He's used to carry children to school run. Nobody was there that day, and he was saying, shut up, shut up, shut up. Why? All because he's gone to his age. And some of us, married couple, we don't know whether that's the man or that's the woman. In this part of the world, a woman can be like that, a man can be like that. So if you are dealing with somebody like that, how will you resolve it? Will you run away? The person, your partner is a lion. Will you run away? Will you call the guards? Will you fight? Will you chicken? Will you beef? Don't forget, somebody says if you study how to revenge, your wound will never go. So the solution is not to revenge. Whatever you're going to do. And that brings us to what we have in Central Statistics Office. These are the kind of people we can have. It's either they're single or married or remarried or widowed or divorced.
For us to remember. So we're going to get something to think about. As far as I'm concerned, I've listened to the three speakers and I've gained a lot. There are things that have never occurred to me or crossed my mind in the past. I learned those things today and I hope I will walk from them going forward. Now, the topic I'm asked to talk on today is family challenges amongst immigrants and resolution. I would say the legal concept of family today has been expanded somewhat. There is no denying that fact. We have traditional family, and we have single family, single parent family, and we have other types of family. So if anyone is trying to define the concept of family as just one single in concept. I think that person is just speaking about the bush. Now, traditionally, family consists of a social unit consisting of parents plus children. They might be living together or they may not be living together. Parents, and I mean father, mother, children. They could be living together. One may be living in Poland, one may be living in Nigeria, and some other members of the same family, maybe the mother and the children are living here in the same family. Now, challenges, what is challenges? Challenges is by its nature a call to act. It's a course of action whereby you have to do something. Because, and as been said by Mr. Olafimihan at the beginning, without challenge, life is boring. But I bet you many of us don't want challenges at all. But if you are living, you're going to have challenges. I do have, and so is everyone else. But there is no way we can run away from challenges. But how to overcome our challenges or how to address our challenges is what really matters. Who are the immigrants? Everyone in this room, every one of us are immigrants. And who are we? Immigrants are somebody who left their home country to come to another country and gain residence there. They are immigrants. So, by virtue of our composition in this garden today, we are all immigrants. Maybe with the exception of John Lennon. And members of John Lennon and members of his family are immigrants somewhere all over the world. As you will know, like your knowledge of history in Ireland, there are more Irish outside of Ireland than we have in Irish of Ireland. Now, I'm going to start with saying that immigrants are faced with myriads of problems as soon as they arrive at the frontier of their new country. These problems will range from weather to culture, people, language, social life, legal system, economic life. The list is exhaustive. But while we try to deal with some of the challenges faced by the immigrants in their new country, and for the purpose of this lecture, we say Ireland. So anywhere you hear me saying country, I mean Ireland. We should endeavor to always bring ourselves back to look from family perspectives and challenges they are in for the immigrants' family, so as to do justice to the subject matter of our lecture. Language. Now, it is no doubt English language is either the world official language, and if some people are contesting that, unofficially it is the most spoken language or the most medium of communication all over the world. As you will see shortly, England, Britain will exit European Union, but the first official language is still the English. So that tells you that the language is still going to be the world official language. Now, how many immigrants have English language before they arrive in their country, in Ireland? Even for some of us who comes from English-speaking countries, many don't even have good English. The need to acquire a language of communication as quickly as immigrants arrive in a country of destination is very, very important. But how many of immigrant parents does that? No. I say many believe that so long as they can walk on simple working English, they are okay. But they have problems, and some of these problems is something that they try to resolve through their children. We have so many immigrant parents who, instead of them to go to senior, adult classes to learn the language and be able to communicate, to live a very complete or quality life in their country of residence, they decided to stay put at home and expect their children to do the translation. The first thing you come across is probably going to the supermarket, going to see GPs, hospitals, and all that. There are instances of immigrant parents when they are having a child back, that the hospital will have to employ the service of a translator when they have hiring of professionals. We have an artistic, we have the obstetrician, oncologist, all of these professionals at the point of the baby. But there might be problems of communication between an immigrant mother who is to have a child and the people who are looking after her. So in most cases, language is very important. You cannot say
that to people, it looks as if, thank God for your life, but for some other people, they're not interested in that. That brings me to a little bit of a story which I will say, and I will just paraphrase, and I think we're talking about it with one of my friends there. What is the difference within the immigrant community in Ireland today? What is our difference? We know we have different groups. We have the Chinese, we have the African, we have the Asians, which are put as Indians, and the Pakistanis. What is the difference? What is our difference? One of the differences is that we Africans, we still believe we're going to go back to Africa. We still believe we're going to have to, one way or the other, live here and go, by the children or this. But the Asians, the Chinese, when they come, they're here, and then they start building their roots, they start making their connection, and they start building their network to make sure that in time to come, their children will be better than them. That's what we all pray for in Jesus' name. Thank you, Rabbi. However, how do we get there? And he made mention of one thing about private schools. Serious. We live in Blanchester, but there's Casino College there and Mark Harvell in Phoenix Park. You just go there during opening time and closing time. You can count the number of African children. But go there and see the Asians. Go there and see the Indians. Serious, I'm not lying to you. Plenty, they practically have their own community there now. It's not like we have to force ourselves to do this. And I follow Formula One. I'm just trying to, like Lewis Hamilton, when he started racing, he made mention of it. He said when his dad used to take him for racing, the people used to look at him with their rickety cars and everything, and they'll be looking at him and say, what are these guys doing? But the guy's on top of the world now. So what I'm saying is that it's not all about education. John said, find what your children are good at and encourage them. If you have to pay extra lessons for them to go to ballet class, acting class, sports, we're very good in it. If you have to give them, spend that money or that child benefit on that extracurricular activity and encourage them to do it. Please. This has nothing to do with anybody, but this has something to do with us. Let's start aspiring for our children to take over and to be better than us. With that, please, if we have any questions for any of our speakers today, maybe we'll just quickly say that they're still here to listen to us. I will leave the floor open because some people might have comments or things. Maybe just a minute, please. If there's someone, no, come forward, please. No, I'm just saying, just a minute. If there's someone else that's interested, please, let's just try and encourage one another. Let's try and see how we can. Sorry, come up. Let me proceed. You just introduce yourself, your name, and who you are. Thank you very much. Actually, I'll give you this just a minute.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Idowu Olafimihan, and I just wanted to make a comment. When we were watching the video and we were talking about conflict, and something came to my mind and it's been part of my experience and I choose to share with us today. I just want to ask a question. I'm holding a bottle of water. What do you see? Who can tell me what you can see on this bottle? Yeah. On the label, what can you see? Okay, you see, what colors do you see? But I don't see any blue, but it's the same bottle of water. I don't see blue. You see blue? Okay, now I turn it around. What do you see? White. Now I see blue, but it's the same bottle of water. What am I trying to say with this is that sometimes we have the same point, but how do we come across? How do we communicate that point? I say the cup is half empty. You say the cup is half full. Is it not the same level of water? But how do we communicate this to each other? So sometimes the way we do communicate does help alleviating conflict. I'm not sure if you understand what I'm trying to say. So if I'm able to see your point without the way I explain it to you, you will see the blue. Do you understand that? The way you're explaining it to me, I may not see the blue, but there's the blue, and then there's also the white, but it's the same bottle. So sometimes communication, the way we do communicate, does help matters a lot to alleviate the conflict we're trying to talk about, even between parents, children, between colleagues, between peers. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, please. Thank you. What she just said, if I can round it off, is just kind of take cognizance of the other person's point of view. Thank you very much. Someone else, please. I need more people, please. We still have a few more time, and it would be good if we can engage our speakers, you know. Please. If you don't have a question, please, just take someone else. The young one, yeah, please, come on. Come on, free. You're scratching your head. Signal, somewhere, that's a comedian there, please. Scratching his head, please. I'm just a little bit, it's not a question, but you said something, you make mention of men and women. But at one point in time, you said caring and providing for children are shared duties of parents. So, but, how do I say this now? I don't really know how to phrase it, but just tell us more with regards to the family. Who has the final say according to religion? Whose decision? You know, please, I don't know how to phrase it, but like we want to send our kids to school, who decides finally?
In the name of the Lord, He was gracious, He was merciful. The question is, who have the final decision in the house, either the father or the mother? According to Quran, the Quran says, "Ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'ala an-nisa." The males are considered to be the head. And in another verse of the Quran, it said, both of you are like garments to each other. Which means, when you explain that, it means that both of you have to consult each other before making decisions. You have to decide together, not that somebody will impose his own authority on top of the other. So, you are not going to quote the first verse of the Quran in isolation. You have to consider the second verse, which automatically clean up the first verse, which means you are a garment to your wife, and your wife is like a garment to you. So, when you explain that, it means that both of you are the same. So, before you can make a decision whether your child wants to go to a particular school, both of you have to come together. And if you have a particular school that you want the child to go to, you have to make your wife to understand and the child. Not that you just decide that, like, I'm teaching a lot of children here. There was a point in time whereby I have to go into a family whereby the parents are imposing on the child to go and study a particular course, which she was not interested in. Then I have to go to the parent. When you ask your parent to go, he said, "Oh, automatically I want my child." The father said, I want her to become a doctor." Then the child doesn't want to be a doctor. Then I have to make her to understand that you are not going to live a life for her. You are going to grow old and pass away, and she's going to remain. So you cannot force her to do what she doesn't want. In Islam, you don't impose your authority on your child. Their level where you can impose. But when it comes to how to live a life, you don't do that. So you have to consult the child, you have to consult the mother, then you have to arrive at a good decision. If you want a particular course for your child, you have to make her understand why do you want her to go and study that course. Otherwise, the child may not do well in that course. The same thing happened to me when I was young. I wanted to study a particular course, but my parents wanted me to be an accountant and have inclination for Quran right from my youthful age. So I could not go and read Quran because why do you want to go and read Quran in school? You may not end up having a work. Then I have to go and study accounting. When I studied accounting in university, I became an average student. I used to be very good when I was in secondary school. Then it's because of the lack of interest in it. But I did well in Quran. When I got here, I picked up the Quran and I started teaching people. So because that's what I want for myself. Do you get it? So at the end of the day, today I have more than 100 students all over Europe. And I'm successful in that field. more than accounting. I still have the knowledge of accounting as well. I apply it to my to our charity organization. To spread it. No knowledge is wasted actually, but don't impose your authority on your side on a particular school, on a particular course. Make her to understand and let her talk as well. Like I told you the story of Sayyidina Umar. Oh, I'm not taking much time. Sayyidina Umar, when an elderly man came to him with his child and asked him, and told Sayyidina Umar that, oh, my child is disobedient. Then the child now talked. He said, didn't I have my right too? Then Sayyidina Umar replied him, you have your rights as a child. And he said, what are my rights? Tell my father what my rights are. Then he started mentioning them to educate you, to inform you about life, to feed you, and keep on going on and on. Then he said, you know, my father never allowed me to make a decision in the house.
We'll finish now, please. Thank you. Just one question for Solicitor. You made mention of something, and I'll just let you say something about that. About TUSLA taking children. Is there a way we can encourage more African or immigrant family to be, foster parents? So when they take children, they can foster them, so we can still at least have that level of cultural upbringing. I don't know if there's something we can discuss for today, but just something. Thank you very much.
This year, I will family all that protocol will be observed. Actually, my concern is to what the learning person inform us seriously, and I will take the aspect on the heart, so to say. But I cannot sit down but to make remarks to what my Lord spiritual and temporal just mentioned to us here, that trying to make equilibrium approach to leadership at all. Yes, but fundamentally in Islam, like you said, Arijalo Qawanina and Isa, the headship of the book is the man and is the abode of finances. Let me just clearly clarify my question so that you don't misunderstand what they mean. Public. Leo as the Taoiseach of Ireland, before law, Leo and I, we have equal right before law. But the office he occupies today put him ahead of some of us follow as well too. So the office of a man at home as husband, literally, religiously, by husband, even culturally, is the head. And that is where the fantasy lies. But then consultation, due consultation must be carried out. Thorough consultation and due regards to the women in the house, because they are the pillar of every home. If you want the help to stand, let the woman stand. If you want the home to collapse, you collapse the woman. That's the head of the whole front. Thank you for that. I have a dilemma to the other person. My dilemma is the approach, the state approach to the in terms of what I term to be double standard in terms of child upbringing, particularly towards the migrant community. They come to our home, we have a crisis, we try to inform them, we can resolve this amicably, using all manners, all avenues to do that. But because they are on the side of law, sometimes convention or custom, whatever they call it, they help them taking away the child. And on the long run, they abandon the child. And the child becomes a failure story. So, how do we manage this crisis? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I didn't get this gentleman's name. I wonder whether... Okay. You see, appearance will be deceptive. When you see him like that, with his calm, you will not know that this guy can recite some verses of the Quran. But that's why I said appearance will be deceptive. So I commend him for that. Some of us were taken to Ilekewu and all that, but unfortunately, we didn't know pass how to do our prayers. Anything outside of that, doing our best. And that's part of our education that you want to think. I should engage in that maybe with good health going into the future, I'll have enough strength to do that. Now, there are two questions. Let me answer yours first. So if I forget Mr. Ogoshiman's question, I will ask him to remind me again. You see, in relation to this idea of children being taken into protective custody by the relevant state agency, the Child and Family Agency. It is sad that it does happen, but I have said earlier, there was no concerted war or action towards removing immigrants' children. But what we failed to realize is that, unfortunately, these children, some of them are struggling to even speak our language. What they do is that they can hear what we are saying because we keep you at home. They don't speak it. You speak to them, they will answer you in English. But we find it very difficult to accept that, so much so that we get into our element without us knowing, saying things to them. I've heard a parent who said to a child who had bedwetting issue and said, if you come back from school tomorrow, today I'm going to kill you. This child went to school in the morning. He wasn't concentrating. And the teacher called him and said, what's your problem? My mother says she was going to kill you? She said, yes. And this woman, how many times have I heard that when I was growing up? I can't remember the number of times I was told I was going to be killed by my parents. But I know they don't mean it. In fact, as they said it, they've forgotten about it. But these children don't. So they get to school. And you know what? The social workers, all of them, how many of our countrymen and women are in this profession? How many of them who can read between the lines? Just imagine a child goes to school and mention that, and they want to call a social worker, they call a Nigerian born social worker. She will just laugh over it. Call the children aside and say, listen, this is what your parents meant. They don't really mean that, this and that. So, all the frayed out you can. But who are you calling? You're calling an Irish social worker who doesn't believe in all this, what is it called? Pretentious statements that we say in Africa. When you say you're going to kill somebody, you really mean it. Some people even send tests and say, I'm going to kill you tomorrow. That is you walking yourself into territory of crime. And our people will do that with reckless abandon. So, we have these people who have different culture.
What is the minimum age under 18 for a parent to allow their teenage child to go out and socialize with their friends, gaining key socializing skills because in the African home, parents never put trust. They put fear into their child to do the right thing outside the house and restrict the child, which can cause them to be socially awkward. As a 15-year-old, I feel that is unfair. So, within us, who can answer the question that at what age do you give your child the freedom and the trust to let them go out and socialize with their friends, just to gain that social interaction, rather than them being locked up in the room playing computer game? So I'll give it to Elijah while he says the vote of thanks, and maybe we'll just answer that. Who wants to answer that? Do you want to answer that? Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. My own perspective regarding the question asked is that from the question, it has been mentioned the word trust from the question that was asked. It is not a crime to go out to socialize, but before you go out to socialize with your friends, where is that trust? First of all, from you or your friends that you want to go out with. It's only your parents that can vouch for what you can do and what you cannot do. But your parents cannot vouch for any of your friends. Either your friends are going to lure you into what you've not been doing before or not. I think you can understand what I'm saying and where I'm coming from. Now, for instance, you are age 15. you've not been exposed to smoking. I'm walking out there. I'm walking with the public. I know what is going on outside. I've seen a lot. I walk night, and I know what is going out there. Many of our children, we say they are going out, right? The way and manner they will leave the house, especially the girls. The way and manner they will leave their parents' house is not the way and manner you will see them outside there. They have clothes to wear in the bag or with their friends, and the way they will go out, yeah. That's my daughter going out. It's okay, good. Come back safe. See your daughter outside there, you will be ashamed. But if that trust is in there, there's nothing bad to socialize. That is one. Age. According to the regulation of the country or the constitution or the law of the country, when you are 18, you are free. But the parents, especially the African parents, will be fearing of, oh my God, are you up to the task you are saying that you are up to? Because the culture of this country is different from where we are coming from. And don't forget, the thing is this, and I'm sorry to say, from childhood, children in this country, they're like free. But some are from well-disciplined houses that they are not even free. But if you can build perspective, I think and I want to believe, when a child is up to the age of 20, 21, guys, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Yes! Very wrong! Very wrong!
I'm very wrong. Age of 20, 21. Oh, see, there's a woman there saying 25. So, what we are trying to build is the trust. What we are trying to build is the trust. You understand? Some of you never drink before. Okay. But if you go out there and then you started drinking, you misbehave. But your friends that are Irish, they will not drink and misbehave. But if you misbehave, you'll be caught. Social disorder. According to the law, Board of Trustees, those that are present and those that are not here, really appreciate our dance. About two weeks ago, there was a plane crash where we have about 175 or 157 people died. And then just about last week, New Zealand crisis as well. Just a minute silence for this.
And for the Nigerian school children.
For the Nigerian school children as well. 1 minute silence for this. Let's stand up for 1 minute, please. Observe the silence for this disease. May the gentle soul of the deceased rest in peace. Amen. We can sit down. As I was saying, we really appreciate your coming from our guest speakers. We appreciate you. We thank you for good speech being delivered here today. And then we wish to be seeing you next time that you are called upon to come for this similar event. We thank every one of us as well from various places that are going now. We wish every one of us good mercy journey back home where we come from. And then next event will be communicated, of which I think summer event will follow this. We will get in touch with everyone, and we would like you to come the way you come today as well. Next time, please, as you are coming, inform other